Hey everyone, this is Chris Marlowe with Help One Now, and I'm with two of my favorite people, Jean Alix Paul. You can tell Jean Alix Paul, he is our Haitian friend and partner, and he loves yellow. And his background is so beautiful, just about as beautiful as a smile. And Jean Alix is going to talk to us a little bit in a second. And we also have Lamar Stockton, the International Operations Director for Help One Now. He is living in Austin. He is in Austin, Texas, as well, and you can tell he loves art because his background is art. And behind the scenes, you can't see him, but he's here. I promise. Is Brennan Wayne Blumendahl, who is hosting us today. We're very, very excited to really share this video with you. Lamar and Jean Alix are two of my favorite people, and we are in this unique time where we're 10 years together working as an organization. Jean Alix has been by far one of our closest friends, one of our most important partners. He has really helped lead and guide much of the development philosophy of Help One Now and how we partner with leaders around the world. And together in the last 10 years, we've been through probably some of the hardest times and also some of the most beautiful times together. And this Sunday, probably when you're watching this video, will be the 10-year anniversary of the Haitian earthquake that struck the island and caused just incredible amounts of devastation and pain. And we just wanted to kind of have this video as a conversation and a discussion just to remember this moment, but also understand what has taken place since then. So Lamar and Jean Alix, welcome.
All right, welcome guys. Thank you very much. It's a blessing for me, to just talk with you guys and then answer all your questions. It's really good because we have been working, together for the last 10 years. And like we said, Help One Now, together we build. So when we look over, there's a lot of things that have been happening in the last 10 years. Even though when we start with the earthquake, it was like, and for me and Haiti, it's like a very dark place. But we see that God really, use us, and then with a lot of prayer, a lot of effort, a lot of help, so we can see that we have done a lot of things in the last 10 years. So we will talk about everything.
Awesome, thank you. All right, let's jump in. And Pastor, let me ask you the first question. Tell us a little bit about the work you were doing before the earthquake. You were doing some really phenomenal, amazing work. Can you kind of just share with us what life was like before the earthquake in Haiti?
Okay, my life, or maybe the work that I was doing before the earthquake, I was overseeing 9 churches. So because I've been planting churches, I would say 8 churches by that time. So, and then we had by that time 2 orphanages, 1 girls in Ferrier and then the boys in Guibert. By that time, so we had 2 schools, the school in Guibert and the school in Maroutière. So then we used to do like a lot of clinic and mobile clinic. So we have doctors that come and so they do some medical clinic for our people in Haiti. So we used to do also a lot of leadership training, pastors conference. So those kind of things, I think this is the thing that I used to do before the earthquake, helping a lot of people in the community. That's what we used to do.
That was awesome.
Pastor, can you talk about maybe just the impact? Not just we know there was a huge loss of life impact. There was a huge, obviously, just devastation from the earthquake. But can you just kind of personally talk about the impact of that event in your life, in your ministry, and in your country?
Yeah. So the impact of the earthquake, as you know, that when we have the earthquake, and I can remember it like right now, like it was 10 years ago. This is not something that we were expected. I didn't know that we could have a earthquake like that. It's not something that I ever live in my life, which means I didn't even know that it was possible. So this is something that really comes suddenly. Like I remember that I was coming back from work. I have my wife and my kids with me. And by that time, I used to drive the Nissan Patrol that you guys know. And then, so coming back, going home from work and going back home, and then I see like the earth is moving. Well, at the beginning, I didn't know. I think that was something that was wrong with my truck. So I asked my wife, what's going on? Because that same day, they have to do service in my truck. So I think the guy was doing something wrong with it. And then I see everything is moving around. So I said, man, this is a earthquake. And I didn't even know about the effect of the earthquake. I was in the mountain going up, actually in Thomasin. You guys, you know Thomasin very well. So the funny thing, well, it's not funny, but the thing that I see that really shocked me, the first thing, I can see the wave of the earthquake. You see the earth is going up and down. And the better, way I see it, because there was a lady, when I stopped the car, so she was coming, she was walking. So when she was walking, so the earth go down, and it's like she missed a step, and she fell down because of that. But me and my truck, it's like, it's something I can just see going, and I said, wow. So this is not good. So, in the first thing I called my people, you know, I have a business in Richmond, so I called my people that I just left a couple minutes ago. So I remember I called, his name is Gilles. He said, well, he told me that there are 5 people already dying in his hand. This is right. This is like about 1 minute after that. So he already have trying to help people because house break and things like that. So then I go back home. And I see my house. Nothing really happened. And juniors, my brother kids, they were inside of his house. Nothing happened, but the house really was really shaking in Haiti. By that time, we called the earthquake gudu gudu. So because the way the sound is. So finally, I go to the orphanage in Gibert. So I find there's a lot of houses. So I with my truck, I take the first group of people to the hospital. Then when I reach the hospital, Baptist Mission Hospital, man, I see it was a crowd of people. Never see it in my life. So then I realized, man, I don't know, if it is like that, I think in Port-au-Prince it's worse. So this is when really I knew that it's a major thing. So when I start calling people and things like that, so you see what's they cannot, some people die, they cannot disappear, some people, you know, so that really, when that happened, when the earthquake happened, it's something we didn't expect, but at the same time, everybody that day in downtown Port-au-Prince or all over Haiti, they understand that, well, if they're still alive, it's God. So at the same time, revival was coming because a lot of people, because there's so many people dying. Talking about 300,000 people, and then for some reason you're still alive. For example, me, I don't even know why I'm still alive, because when I was trying to park my car, everybody that was driving parked the car inside of the road. But me, as a good man, I want to try to really park my car really well. So I go and then right to a big wall to park my car. And then, so nothing didn't happen. So the wall didn't fall down and things like that. But I have some friend of mine that did the exact same thing, and then the wall fell on them. So many people in Haiti, because they're trying to park very well, and then boom, so they die. So the impact of the earthquake, man, I don't think it will take us, even right now, you will not see any debris and things like that, but there's so many people in Haiti that lose people in their families. So it's I'm pretty sure that Sunday we will have a lot of grief, a lot of people that will cry and things like that, because they will remember. It's a day that you cannot forget. And the thing that I see after the earthquake. I mean, the body that I see, and then you're talking about all in the street and things like that. I would pray God that if it is His will, that I will not see something like that in my life. Yeah. It's an experience that you have done, but you don't want to see that again because it's not good. You know,
so Pastor, help us understand. I remember the first moment I got off the plane and I entered the airport, and then I picked up my luggage and I walked out of the airport. And the first time I'd visited Haiti was about 65, 75 days after the earthquake. And what I saw was so incredibly shocking and hard to fathom, just the devastation and the heartbreak. And I mean, it was literally overwhelming. And yet somehow you and so many other Haitians had the courage to begin to rebuild. And I know on one hand, you didn't have a choice, but on the other hand, the amount of good work that has happened in your ministry and in so many other friends of ours' ministry, it took an incredible amount of courage and sacrifice. Can you just talk to us a little bit about how you found the courage to go from this devastating moment to now really a thriving work happening all over the country of Haiti because of your leadership and your team?
I think one of the things when you are in the middle of a situation like that, you realize that, I mean, you become very humble. So you realize that if you're alive, it's not because you are a good person, it's God. And so it's not something that you can explain. It just happened that God let you, I mean, be there. So the only thing that you can do is wanting to help your brother and sister. So this is really where you find the courage, because you know that, I mean, it's if you're still alive, it's because God has something for you to do. It's because you can be a help for the community. So that's why we're still alive, because when you look at it, we didn't do anything. I mean, we are not better than the other 300,000 people that died. But, you know, I was in the ministry, so I've been a leader for a long time. So you just take the opportunity to serve the people, to serve the community. Whatever. I remember the first thing that I did is not only I make sure that the children home, the school that we have by that time, and the church members and everything is safe. But the first thing is like to go to the place, like for example in Carrefour, which was very close to how you call that, to where the earthquake was. I mean, epicenter. Exactly, epicenter of the earthquake. So I went there. I have a church, a pastor there. So by that time I could not bring anything, but I just bring them water. I just fill my truck with water, because water, the first, I mean, thing was a big thing to find. You could not find water. So I put a couple gallons of water, you know, I just filled my Nissan Patrol with water, but the people were so desperate, even to give them the water, that was an issue. Because everybody have water, but what we bring is so little compared to the amount of people that want the water. So I mean, you have to call the pastor, and then the pastor in that community have to come and then take the water and share it with other people. And there's a lot of things also that we did, for example, that I think it was the best thing to do. But for people that have been in shock like that, we were not prepared to really help them. For example, some people that I bring from Carrefour to Kiber, because Kiber was safe, the house. We do have some problems like in the school, if you guys remember, and things like that. But in general, our ministry, it was okay. So, but just trying to help those people from Carrefour, because they have been right very close to the epicenter, was very different from us in Kenskov. Kenskov, we have some houses that break, so we have to rebuild them and things like that. But Kenskov is it's not a place that have hundreds of thousands of people. Whole Kenskov is about like 60,000 people. Carrefour itself probably is very close to 1 million people. Now, the way that we build in Kenskov, we have a lot of space. In Carrefour, it's totally different. So trying to help those people was a kind of very challenging. But we think that because really, for some reason, God help us and then give us the courage. And then so we were like a source of blessing for a lot of people. Even at the hospital. I realized when I went to visit the hospital, Fairmont, they didn't have medicine. So for some reason, we used to have medical team come. So I have a lot of medicine in my house. So in the ministry. So I take everything that I have, I bring it to the hospital. So people were, as you guys know, that people, break their leg and things like that. People cannot move. People were like on the floor. I had a lot of wheelchairs, more than 50. So I bring all of them to the Baptist mission. I have, I call it the other thing that have people
Walkers.
Crutches.
Yeah.
Crutches, yeah.
So I bring all of them, but again, I didn't even know if we were going to have an earthquake. For some reason, it's happened that we have 100 of them in our storage.
Awesome.
So we just thank God. So we, God really make way. I mean, even to feed the people. I didn't have the money. I didn't have any rescue fund and things or emergency fund. But I have containers of food that come, 40 feet containers. You call me, hey, they send some food for you. Even right now, if you ask me who sent it, I don't even know. I don't even know. But they sent it and because I was inside of the community, so I know the people. So in a lot of places, people cannot do distribution. For me, it was very easy. I know the people in the community, so I bring them the food in their house. Instead of them coming and make a big line, we make sure that everybody get it according to the number of people that they have inside of the house. So that's the way we did it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good thing.
Yeah, it's. I know you could probably go on all day about the incredible stories, and it's been beautiful for us to see the way you and others like you can mobilize the local church when there are emergencies. Prior to that earthquake, Help One Now had a partnership in Zimbabwe, a brand new organization, figuring things out, and really when the earthquake hit Haiti, that it was one of the biggest. It's probably the biggest humanitarian crisis that any of us will ever experience. And so it was right on the heels of that Chris decided to grab some friends and through contacts and friendships head down to Haiti and meet some folks. So Pastor, can you talk a little bit about the first time you met Chris, and then what your partnership with Help One Now has meant to you over the last 10 years?
Okay, the first time I met him, I remember again like it was today. I don't know if you remember. Yeah. We were building a house, and that house, his name is Batelmi. That house is right by Gibber Church on the mountain. So, and they told me there's a group of people that come to see us. So this is where we meet first time. So we come, he see and then what we were doing, because by that time we already start to rebuild some of the people's houses. I remember that we start with 10 houses, and after that we do another 10. All together we do about 60 houses in different places in the mountain. But so this is where Chris, I would say, find me, because I think he went or maybe talked to the people at Hope for the Hungry, so they tell him where I am, and then so that the way he come up in the mountain, so we meet. But the good thing is, so since we meet, and then so like I said, building those houses was not very easy. We didn't have the money. But Chris come, and then we've helped One Now, so they say, okay, say we're gonna help you to build some houses. So this is the first thing that we do together, because, and so he come and help us building more houses, so that's why we now we can say that we build about 60, because before it's like we're going to do 10, and then after that when you finish we do another 10, but basically right now I think we do about 60 houses. Yeah. So then that was the, that this is where we get started. It took us a couple years, month or years, to do it. Then after that, so Chris and then going and visit really basically all over Maoutier, Douin, Ferrier, and so it took us some time to go in all those places. So remember, so he come in 2010. So then we didn't stop working together, because like I said, we build houses. Then after that, So he still brings some other team coming. I think you guys, you Lamar, you come, and I remember also the people from Hope Community Church come, which was in January 2010. No, I'm sorry, 2013.
Yeah.
So 2000. So we come with them. So anyway, so this is how we get Agape Church. With Help Now coming, this is where we get Agape Church started. This is how we get, we start with the feeding program in Douai. You remember, Chris? I don't remember which year it was, but maybe 2010 or maybe 2011. So when you go and then we see the school, and then so you guys help with the feeding program, so which was a good thing. We remember the young lady that come and then faint because they don't have anything to do. Now we have a feeding program in not only in Douai, we have it in Guibert, we have it in Maoutia, we have it in Ferrier. Yeah. Guys, you don't know, I mean, but this is a big change in our community. You're talking about kids that could not go to school because they didn't have food. Now they go every day to school and they're doing very well, you know, with their educations. So this is a life-changing, I mean, thing. So I want you guys to know that now. When you go to the school right now, you see all these kids, I mean, they look really nice, but what you don't know before how it was. Yeah. you know what I mean? So now if you just come, you go, oh, man, they're
gonna make me cry, Pastor.
But now, but that's the way it is. So me, I cannot forget. I always remember those things because I remember when we could not feed those kids. I remember the difference that make in their life. I remember how they used to have red hair. Yeah. And then, you know, I mean, I remember when they could not grow because they didn't have any kind of vitamin. But now when you see them, they look very healthy, they look really good and things like that. And now we used to have kids like they are 18 and they're like in third grade or in fourth grade. Now, 18 years old is finishing with high school. Yeah, with high school. So this make a huge difference. People don't talk about that because, like I said, we don't talk a lot. You know what I mean? But this is the difference that happened in a couple of years in our ministry. Now, if we talk right now about like from 2010, and then to see the progress that we have been in the ministry, Help One Now play a big role on that, because we have some of our partners that left us. They could not support us anymore. Yeah. So you guys come and pitch in and help us with everything. So you don't help only with the feeding program in Douai, but you help with the feeding program in all of our school. So Ferrier, we didn't have anything. So now we have a school going on. Or I would say one of the best school in the country. That means a lot, you know. So when you go to Guibert, when you go to Maoutia, when you go to Douai, when you go to Ferrier, in that community, you see some young people. This is people that you guys have been impacted over the last 10 years.
Thank you, Pastor. It's always, you know, for Help One Now, it's always fascinating because we were able to do that because of you and your team that really did the hard work on the ground, and also because of all of our advocates and supporters and donors. And so what we talk about often is a circle of empowerment, that it takes a high capacity local leader and their team. It takes a group of people like Help One Now, our staff and our board, and it takes our supporters, our donors, and all three of us together, we can make a big impact in the world, and we can do a lot of good. And so the last 10 years, I think we would all say we're really proud of the work that we've done together, the work that you've kind of led us in doing. But when you think about the next 10 years or the next 20 years, tell us a little bit about your hopes and dreams, like what you really, and this is scary because we may run out of internet data as you start talking about your hopes and dreams. In fact, I don't know if it's possible to do that, but it's legitimately, it may happen. I remember the first day we met and I was like, what do you want to do? And you're like, I want to build a hospital. He didn't start small, he went way high. I'm like, of course this guy wanted to start a hospital. Let's start by building one home and see if we can do that. But just dream a little bit, Pastor, with us and what you want to accomplish in the next decade.
Well, I mean, let me say something about the hospital. Guys, I already have, we already have the land, and I already have an architect finish with the plan, with the landscaping, the plan, everything for the hospital. And then this week, I'm going to sign the contract for the soil study of the land, so we can hire I call that structural engineering to do the structure. So this is just about the hospital. So in 10 years, we will have an hospital.
Of course.
I believe it.
So, but I would say that personally, I really believe that in the next year, what I would like to see is for us to be much more involved in the community. I think where we are right now, we are in a very good path, in a very good road, in a very good way. Yeah. So I think it's very important to put more emphasis, for example, in the school, make sure that our school is the best. Because most of the time we have missionaries that come into the school. Well, I mean, I have to say that, and not to critique people and things like that. But if you build a poor school, you're going to have to give them a poor education, so that people will stay poor. I mean, we know that. You know what I mean? So I like the way that we are doing things in our ministry, but I really believe that there will be a lot of improvement in our school. So we will go farther in the new technology in the next 10 years, because even the kids from the mountain of Kinskov, or maybe from Fayette and things like that, give them an iPhone, they know how to open it, they know how to use it. Yeah. So right now we can bring the new technology to the people in the community. So right now we are not a citizen of Haiti. You can be in Haiti a citizen of the world. The big kids can learn English. They can do a lot of things. So we know there's no doubt about it. So this is one thing that I think we will move forward with. That it's become much more mobile, with the technology, and then make sure also that we go farther in the community with the family empowerment. Yeah. I really believe that the family empowerment program is the thing to do, because when we always do, like, let's say we come in and trying to help people build school and things like that, if we don't give them the capacity for them to help themselves, this is not doable. Yeah. It is not sustainable. So when we do the family empowerment program and then help them and then coach them for 2 years, make sure that they can grow from where they are, they can do things better with a spirit of excellence, so that they can take care of themselves. I have no doubt that in 10 years, we will have a different community. Yes. I don't think failure will be poor like the way it is. I really believe that not only we can have a different community, but we can start having some people that in our community that will help the people that cannot. And this is what I would like to see myself, to see the people inside of the community care for their own people. You know what I mean? So, and I think we can do that. We will do it.
I think we are. I mean, obviously, we're so excited about the Family Empowerment Program, which has two sides: making sure kids get a high-level education, which is very different than kids just like going to school. Like, it's a big difference to educate kids, to make sure they know how to leverage that education to provide for themselves and take care of their families. But also, I'm kind of dreaming a little bit about the Family Empowerment Program, the business launch program that we just had taken over 100 families through in Ferrier a couple months ago. Can you just briefly tell us how excited you are as Haiti kind of struggles with a lot of various issues right now? The fact that your ministry was able to launch the Family Empowerment Program just a few months ago. Can you talk about that just briefly?
Yeah, I mean, I really believe that the Family Empowerment Program right now, the way that it's structured, will help the people to really break the cycle of poverty. And this is really what we want to have happen. I think this is what, and our objective, this is what we want to see. Because if we can help them do some businesses, take care of themselves, that will help the people in that community. So the effect that will have, it's not only from them, but it's from their children, it's on the neighbor, it's on the community.
Yes.
And that will have a big effect on over Haiti. Think about like where we're going to do a community garden. Now, this is a large piece of land, and then so we go in and we equip, we give the tools, the training, everything for the farmers to be able to do that. So what we call the national productions of Haiti will go up. The problem that we have right now, Haiti don't produce anything. So the thing that we have coming from the DR, now with the family empowerment program, we will start to product. And then when you talk about production, you're talking about market. So this is when you see change really come.
Yes.
So the DR is better than us because they have more production in the DR.
Yeah.
That's about it. So if we can start doing it here in Haiti, we not only we can sell because we have 12 million people to feed them.
Yeah.
So whatever we can produce right now, we can sell it. But also we can even export it. So there's a lot of things probably we will be able to export in to the US or even to the DR or to some other country. So and that's why I really believe in the family empowerment program. I think it's the way to go. I see change that will not come in one day, but I can tell you that in a couple of years, when you go to Ferrier, you will see another Ferrier.
Yes.
Anywhere that we will have our family empowerment program, you will see changes. Yeah. You know, so it's the way for the country really to break the cycle of the poverty and then for the people to take care of themselves. Yeah. And then be able to be also proud of themselves. Remember, guys, the thing that happened in Douai, when we equip the farmers with just a pump, and then to see the dignity that they have, because now they can sell, they don't ask for anything. So since we give them the pump, I never have someone from Faye that called me and then asked me for something. You know what I mean? So now they can take care of themselves, but they have to give. And that's why the Bible says we can work with our hand, not only to take care of ourselves, but we can help some other people.
I have a quick question. Is Lamar crying right now? Because I can't tell.
I'm joking it back.
Okay. So this is our final question, Pastor. Thank you for your time. We know you're really busy trying to do all of this amazing work. You know, back in the day, I had this dream that you know, the local leadership would be the most important part of the Help One Now narrative, that we would partner with high capacity, brilliant leaders, that we would support the work that you guys are doing on the ground, and that we would do our best as an outside nonprofit to be as invisible as possible in the communities that we serve and the leaders that we partner with. Tell us about the importance, in just 1 minute or so, the importance of local leadership and what that has meant to you and your ministry.
Well, I think, local leadership is very important. Actually, in the last we have been doing it in our ministry a lot, but especially with Agape, with some other community that we are working. So I have been spending a lot of time in leadership development, training people, training leaders, because I see that in order for the ministry to grow, in order for us to have a bigger impact, I cannot do everything by myself. I need some other young people, and then to train them and then to send them out. You know what I mean? So they can do that. For example, let's take Jameson Brennan from Agape. Now he's the principal in Ferrier. Aston. Who used to be one of our boys at the boys' home. Now he's the administrator in Ferrier.
I want to stop you real quick. I just want to make sure people understand what just happened there. So one of your former boys, who was an orphan in your boys' home, is now the principal of a secondary school that will probably be one of the best secondary schools in all of Haiti. And we talk about community development and breaking the cycle of poverty. Those are the simple but powerful examples of what we mean by investing in how Help One Now invest in local leadership, so we can make sure that you guys are investing in your community and that we're raising up people like that gentleman, Jameson, to be a principal.
And the other thing that you guys can, also, right now, we give jobs to more than 150 people.
Yes.
So we train, not only we train them, so also we provide job for the people inside of the community, for the young people. So, and also with the new technology, we make sure that wherever we can have Wi-Fi, we can have internet connections so they can come and use it. So this is what we have been doing. And then you guys, if you remember 2010, when you used to come in my office, you know, that the way it used to be. Now, if you come in my office, or maybe if you all the offices, it's a big difference. So I would believe that local leadership is the key. If we really want to do some change, to see some change, we need to train people, local people.
Awesome. Pastor, thank you so much for your time. We just are so thankful for your friendship, for your partnership, and for all the work that you and your team, there's so many people that you represent that you all do each and every day in Haiti. And so we're thankful for the last 10 years, but we're more excited for the next 10 years. And as we kind of mourn the anniversary of the earthquake, we also have hope that so much good has come out of the earthquake and that Haiti has a bright future because of people like you. So thank you for your time. We love you, and we can't wait to visit you in Haiti once again.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for you guys. You have done a very good job in Haiti, and keep doing the good job. May God bless you. Love you guys.
Love you too, bro. Thank you.
Love you,
Bye-bye. Ciao.